There's no in between. So this is just me. A sound, a style, a groove, a rhythm. No in between. I know to have say what you're giving.
Right. Hi there, Facebook fans. It is so amazing to be here with you again today. We're very excited to be here. And today we have an epic treat for you guys. I am here today with the one and only Stephen Westwood, David Dorfling, and Marlon August. And what we'll be talking about today is how to generate leads. Guys, I am so very excited to have you here. Guys, what is incredible about this tribe is that we have so many different experts on this panel. Literally in this industry, we get to talk to the dolphin of advertising, the magician of marketing, and Mr. Sales himself from Secret Sales Funnels. Is just incredible. So I know a little bit about what you do, guys, but also I think it would be valuable for our fans, just before we jump into the actual how-to just find out a bit more about you, who you are, why you're an expert, why you're on this panel today, and what kind of expertise you're going to have to contribute to us in this panel discussion. So if it's all right with you guys, I would love to kick this off and start with, and I'm pretty sure this one isn't expecting it, Mr. Sales. Marlon, please can you tell us a bit more about your expertise and how you'll be contributing to the panel?
Thanks, Christine. Mr. Sales, okay.
I like it.
I'll take it. So look, well, my name is Marlon August. I'm based out in Johannesburg, and the reason why I consider myself an expert is really around, I'm part of a unique group of people. I'm a story brand guide. And what that means is that I love to just take in people's brands, people's stories, and I help them really clarify their message. And when you have a clear message to your audience, your ideal audience, you speak their language, and that's when you can connect. That's when you can help them get what they want. And I help them just figure out what that is. And when I've seen magic when that happens, when your ads are written in that way, when your copy is in that way, all of a sudden, you just have this massive influx, and you just don't know. It's sometimes just so amazing. So we've done that for a number of people, and we found, I mean, it's amazing. Like when you see it work. That's why I'd say I'm an expert in this space.
That is incredible. And I mean, like, guys, just from my side, we only started now just experiencing the power of Mr. Sales over here, and his process is epic. So I think you're going to be such a valuable contributor to this panel today. Thank you so much, Marlon. Okay, right, next up. So this is like a box of Smarties. I'd like to introduce you to the one and only Mr. Magic Marketing, our marketing magician, Stephen Westwood.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Yes, I'm Stephen Westwood. I am a copywriter from the UK. Everything that Marlon has just said about storytelling, it is effective. It is one of the strongest marketing tools that you can use. I also focus on storytelling, but I also focus on your social proof. So getting people to help advertise on your behalf. You can use reviews, you can use testimonials, and you can use my favorite thing of all, case studies or success stories. I've been writing since 2011 for businesses, and I think that for this particular topic, I have a lot that I can contribute. from my personal experience and from consulting with different businesses around the world.
That's absolutely epic. I mean, and guys, just to give you just a little bit of an inside view to this man and what he can do for your sales and for your lead generation process, he has a free ebook out there that, Stephen, if you don't mind sharing that with us, that would be so cool. I've read it back to front a few times. It's called Proof Sales. And if you haven't yet had a read at that, like, that is epic. It's like life-changing. Also, he wrote us a beautiful case study. Thank you so much, Stephen. It's going to be coming out very soon on our page and all across social, so keep an eye out on us, and we'll definitely showcase some of his work so you guys can see him in action. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
Super. Next up, can we hear, last but certainly not least, from the dolphin of advertising, David Dorfling.
Good afternoon. Thank you for that. I'm David Dorfling, aka the Dolphin. I'm from Entrepreneurial Life magazine and show. My specialty is voicing entrepreneurs, getting their voice out there in a magazine or in a show format, and generating leads for people through social media.
That's awesome. And guys, this dolphin is a very, very humble dolphin, because I need to tell you, he helped us with our advertising. We were interviewed on his show, first just as a team of founders, and then we were interviewed again as part of our food drive initiative for the global online speed networking event coming up on Sunday. And just the way that he hosts the show is already so helpful. But the things that he does for you in the background, I mean, like, so many of our tribe have taken up the advertising offer that David has out there at the moment. And it is beautiful. His ads are interactive. It's literally like written to showcase the best of you to the rest of the world, if that makes sense. And all your links go in there. You can share it on social. So mine will be coming out very, very soon. And if you want to check out more of that, you can see it in our global online speed networking group under the pitch section. My members are actually going to post their adverts there, so you can see, because it's like a giant business card. It's stunning. Okay, so now that I got you all excited about the people that's going to be contributing to this discussion, I'm going to take it back to baby steps, because I'm an entrepreneur, right? And I'm from the accounting space. A lead is something like, do you want me to go walk my dog, or seriously? Guys, please can we take it back for our entrepreneurs out there, and especially for me? Can we start with the very basic? What is a lead? What is the difference between a lead and a referral? And how do you qualify a lead? And you guys can please answer this in a sequence, or feel free to just jump in there. If you are talking and you just want to shout out to one of your colleagues if you think will be able to contribute on this, I'm leaving this question up there and out there for the panel to tackle collectively, please.
One at a time.
Yes, first.
Stephen, you go.
Are you sure? I don't mind. So the easiest way to strip this right back and use plain simple language is, a lead is a person that may have an interest in your business or may have an interest in your product or service. From my experience, the best way for me personally, for my business to qualify a lead would be to have what I call a discovery call. So that's where I get to ask them all of the fun questions I like to ask people, find out a bit more about them, what it is that they are looking for, offer some advice as well. And a referral is somebody who comes to you because they've been recommended by somebody that you've done work for, or somebody that you're connected with. That's pretty much it in a nutshell.
I would like it if I can, Marlon, if you don't mind. I want to use an example here for you guys. For instance, when we were introduced to the show or to what you're doing, Basically what happens is your lead will be me in this instance, and then you guys will be introducing me to like Stephen for what he's doing. And with Stephen doing what he's doing that call with us and finding out who you are, what you are, he will pick up and say, listen, but I'm not the right person for that. I'm going to qualify him, but I'm going to qualify him, for instance, to Marlon. Even though they're in a similar environment, they do different things. So, you know, just to break that up for the people so that they understand, because I know there's a misconception out there that a lead is qualified from beginning, and it's not. Like, I can say, listen, Stephen, I need a case study. I'll go to him then. But for instance, like with you guys, when I was asking for a specific thing a while back, and that is on my sales, I ended up with Marlon, because Marlon creates lead generating systems, whereas Stephen can write the copywriting for me in a certain aspect. So I just want to add that in that aspect, if you don't mind.
Yeah, 100%. I think another way of another word is prospect. So it's someone that could be a prospective client that comes into your space. You have their details, and now you want to you're going to have to move them through the system of actually buying your product. But I mean, like the gentleman already said, they might not, when you qualify them, it might be out of their price range. It might not exactly be something that they want or need. It might be something that they want, but they don't necessarily need it. You're going to have to go through that process of just qualifying whether they are the right person to be buying this product from you. And then the other aspect of referrals, because I think most business people understand when someone's like, hey, you should speak to Stephen. He can help you with this, because that's a referral. And I think as human beings, we tend to be good at that, because we're like, you know, go down the street, turn left, that's where you'll find it. But one thing that I don't think many people do is build a referral process in their business. So it's on purpose, as opposed to people just kind of referring people to you. If you build it in, it becomes on purpose. So just wanted to add that.
This is already so valuable. Like, I've been on this call for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, wow, I can listen to this forever. I can write this down. I'm so glad I'm recording you guys. Okay, so that's really exciting. I mean, so Marlon, what you're saying is we can do, because lead generation is hard, right? Especially if you don't know what you're doing, but I think it remains hard forever, even if you know what you're doing. So you're saying we can take our leads, and instead of just like constantly mining leads, qualifying them, and then selling to them, we can actually keep them in our customer journey and turn them into referrers, which is then like bringing qualified leads to you. Is that what you're saying?
So yeah, so you used a lot of different words there, customer journey, and there's a whole, I mean, in your process, in that sales process, you're going to have to be very clear on how you take someone from A of being a prospect to Z of like buying my product and having my product and using it. And then if you're going to be in either one side or other, so they'll either come down the track of becoming a client and going through the journey that we put them on, or they're not going to really fit in and you're going to have to send them somewhere else, or they're going to finish the whole process, and then they're going to love it so much that they're going to want to have other people enjoy this process. So it's really about thinking about what is all of these, really thinking through what type of journey do I want to expect to have my customer have? What type of experience? And I think today, now, especially with us being more digital, it's so important for us to really think that journey through. And the more we know what experience we want our customers to have, yes, we'll build that process in of, you know, maybe you can have somebody else enjoy this journey through a discount coupon, or I'll actually, you know what, I'll throw in this extra thing here if you give me like 5 different names. Or sometimes people just want to give you the names just because, you know, just because they enjoyed it so much. So yeah, definitely. It can be on purpose.
It can be. And I also just want to point out that the route that Marlon's talking about will go towards your social proof. It's this idea that if somebody, say for example, Nestine trusts David, and David suggests to Nestine to go to Marlon, but Marlon and Nestine have never met, you already instantly feel a connection to that person because you've been recommended. So it helps towards your credibility. It helps towards your developing trust with your leads and your referrals. So there is that element to it as well.
Is there any way of iterating what the power of referrals? Because I mean, we can say referrals, this person speak to that person. Is there any way that we can link networking and referrals together?
Word of mouth. Straight
That's
away.
the biggest one.
Yeah. Word of mouth is your strongest marketing tool that you've got. We're psychologically wired to follow the pack, and we want what other people have. Which is why when, for example, you're in a restaurant and you see somebody who's wearing some shoes that you like or have a bag that you like, you ask them where they got it from. They'll tell you where you got it from, and you'll go and get that bag from that same place. I'm trying to remember the actual statistics, so just give me a second. Somebody else can talk for now.
You know,
Yeah, David?
yeah, like Stephen said there, that's quite important. You know, I'm going to use an example there, Peter, if you don't mind. You want to connect your lead to your multi-level or your networking that you're doing. And like with us with the magazine, what I'm doing with the people is I'll say, listen, if you're going to refer somebody to me, you don't need to work for me. I will give you a finder's fee, because again, there people will say, listen, I'll refer to you, give me something. Marlon, you mentioned it also, putting in that little bit of extras. You know, one thing that we've done before is, for instance, with the magazine, saying, listen, if you're going to share the magazine, we will give you a listing on our app, or we will give you a certain form of publicity. You know, it's last night I was speaking to somebody that's excellent in marketing, and he said to me, just remember, just don't overdo it, because if you overdo it with giving, you're actually killing the lead, because they're literally just going to come and stand there, and you don't want a dead lead, you want an active lead.
Oh, that is so helpful.
Yeah, stop giving.
I was like, bad.
Like reviews are powerful.
Excellent, yeah.
Like even like you asked about how powerful you can actually see how powerful like things are just based on a referral. Because like, look in social media, if there's a comment on a post, how long does it stay in the feed, right? Why? Because it's relevant, because people are interested in it, and it stays longer. So the more people actually interact with it, the more, I mean, you'll find, like, I'll scroll through comments. I don't know about you guys, I'm pretty sure you do, right?
Yeah.
You go through the comments and you see what other people are saying about it, because it's actually so powerful what other people's experience has been. So testimonials, as Stephen was saying, this is just a form of testimonial. We're talking about social proof more, but it's just another way that when you hear it coming from somebody else, it's so much more believable.
Yeah.
It is. And I just want to add on to Marlon there. What I've been doing is, and this comes from training that we had here on the group, and I started working with the people and saying, listen, if I've done something, Stephen, you were one of them, Peter, you were one of them also, and I ask you, listen, I've done this work now for you, would you do me a favor and just go and leave a review? But please, when you leave the review, don't leave something that you feel I want to hear, leave something that you want to say. And I've done that on my Facebook and as well as my LinkedIn, and it's giving me work. It's giving me stability, because people are saying, wow, authors are talking to him, this person is talking to him, you know, the professionals, you know, it helps. It gives you that social proof. It gives you that credibility, because just as much as we want to qualify leads, we need to be a qualified lead to the next person. So yeah, I just want to add that on.
Can I also add on with the social proof and the reviews? I do have an ebook prototype on how to maximize your reviews and how to get your reviews to tell a story with numbers. So I'll post that as well.
Yay, another one. That's epic.
That is excellent.
Awesome. Okay, guys. So now my next question for you is, I'm not an entrepreneur, right? I am super excited about everything you just said. I think like, okay, I get it. I need to find leads and I need to find ones that are qualified. And now from there, I can do like a bunch of different stuff with them to get the most amount of business referred by them and so on and so forth. But now my next question is like, my very next challenge now is, I want to sell, say, for example, perhaps maybe a global online speed networking ticket. Where do I find leads? Where do I go to find these leads? Like, do I just rock up at a park and be like, do you want to buy a ticket? Would you like a ticket? Like, what do I do?
Okay, so let's go back to the start. So you want to sell tickets to a global online speed networking event. Who do you want to be attending this online global speed networking event? I said that in the wrong order, but never mind. Who is it? Who is it you're trying to get?
I would like to get entrepreneurs from across the globe that want to grow their businesses.
Just solely grow their business, or can we narrow this down a bit?
Oh, Steve. Entrepreneurs from across the globe that want to grow their business through building relationships and being less alone in the world and finding the tribe that's going to help them move forward. How's that?
Okay, that sounds a lot better.
Okay.
So basically, when it comes to lead generation, the first step you should take is have a clear goal and have a clear idea who you want to attract. They're the first two steps. They do take some research. So there's different ways to do lead generation. My way is basically to get people to come to me. I know that David uses some of what I'm about to say. I know that Marlon does, but I also know that they have their own strategies as well, and they can help develop on this. So once you've got an idea of who you want to target and what your goal is, you then start doing research into what type of content these people are sharing on social media. You then start looking into a bit more in depth into their persona, and you develop more of a persona for that person. It could be demographics, it could be psychographic. There's loads of different ways you can do this. And then you start generating the sort of content that they want to engage with. Now, I'm not saying you're going to look at your competitors and be like, oh, they're sharing that, I have to do that, because you're different from your competitor. You are offering something different. You are, you have your own unique selling points. So you'll do it your way, but you'll do it targeted towards getting this engagement from people who you want to attract. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. Right now, I'm thinking, how on earth am I going to get this right in practice? If you guys have any idea for me, because I'm still thinking like, does this mean I need to research for like 2 months before I can start thinking about selling something?
No. Marlon, do you want to?
Yeah, sure. I mean, so there's the beautiful thing is business and entrepreneurship is like rife at the moment. So everybody in their pit wants to become an entrepreneur, right? Not everyone, but I'm just saying a lot of people do, right? So essentially, I think one thing that I've loved. Do you guys fish? Do any of you fish? Who fishes here?
I try.
I caught seaweed once. Does that count?
Well, you try, yes. I'm not a fisherman, but I'm pretty much like you, Peter. Like I'm catching more of the other things than an actual fish. So, but the analogy is still the same. So if you're fishing, what you have to do is you have to go firstly to water, because you're not going to find the fish if they're not going to water. So you have to go, then you got to go to where they actually are. So number one is like, go to the places where they are. I would connect with you guys, like I'd spend time connecting with other networking groups, especially these ones that have died out now. You're looking at more of the online space. Some of these guys, they might be your competitors, but they might be people that they have maybe the network already, but they just don't have the facility to actually get this thing going. Like yesterday, you already started, you got a proven concept, plus you got people to join into their network, right? So connecting with networks is one really quick way that you can get started. So go on Google, find like which of these different Google networking groups, and then you just literally find that person, and you say, hey, I've got a networking group. How about we join forces, right? And immediately you would, bam, like you got a community, they got a community. That is a very, very fast way to grow your audience really quickly. If you're in a different space altogether, I would really think about, so this is a great analogy. I think one thing I saw is like there was a guy, they sell food out in America, and it was during the times in the States they could do the deliveries and stuff, not like here where we also in the UK you guys at least got to get takeout and stuff online, but we were stuck with having to do our own shopping. But anyway, what that guy did was when they alleviated the regulations, he decided to go to where the people are used to being. So he took his little, even though he was doing deliveries, right? So he would do the deliveries in front of a mall. Because people were used to going to the mall to go and get things and buy things. So as someone that he sells food, he was like, I'm gonna park my car right there, and they're gonna come and they're gonna collect their food because they're used to traveling here all the time. He quadrupled in sales, and he just kept on getting better over a 3-month period. It's just because understanding where do your people actually hang out, where, like Stephen was saying, do a little bit of research, find out where those people hang out. When you know who, you can figure out where they like to hang out, where they like to be, and then you put your content right in front of them there. And by that point, you're definitely you're gonna see some reaction, you're gonna see something that works and what doesn't, and you work it from there.
Wow. That is
and then also
powerful.
sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Sorry for that.
Go ahead.
You go first. No, you first, Peter.
Oh, no, I was just saying, go ahead. I'm loving this conversation. I'm just wrapping it all up.
Yeah, let's keep on speaking.
Awesome. Guys, if I can add on there, normally what I do is, and I use a combination of what both of them are saying, but I also use another method. If you're going to do something, and let's use the example for an event coming up this weekend, and you want to get more attention quicker, obviously what Marlon said is go and find groups that's similar. I normally go beforehand and I look at groups where I want to be, qualify them again, because there's so many groups out there that claim to be for entrepreneurs, but they actually only there to collect your data. So I make sure I go and look, and I literally get off those groups. And when I'm ready to do a move where I'm going to invite people to an event or invite them to something to watch something or like that, I know, listen, this group is going to work for me for this reason. I prepare my ad. And also when you write your ad, and this Stephen is excellent work, write it in a method that you will tickle the fancy. There's no better way of saying it, because you need to, like you guys were saying about the fishing, you need to put that worm in front of the fish. It's the only way you're going to catch it. So you need to constantly create something that's going to draw them. If you're going to put something out there and say, listen, we've got an event, come and join us. They're going to say, I'm not interested.
Well, most
But
of the time they actually just say nothing.
yes, sometimes that helps by just keeping quiet. Yeah.
And then
But
walk the other way.
yeah. But what's happening now is like, for instance, with the event, you've created this beautiful graphic and graphic talks. And I strongly believe in that. So if you've got something that's beautifully designed to draw attention, like the Secret Santa, immediately everybody knows Santa brings presents. They need to listen to it. So if it's an adult or a kiddie, it's gonna work on that memory from your childhood. You get something when Santa comes. They will look at it. They will come to it. You know, I know this sounds bad, but some of the people with the best methods of drawing people in is, and please don't laugh, but it's the strip clubs, because they work on emotion. They work on, not that I go there, please. It's just, they've got it. And same with Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola works on emotion. They work on your imagination. They work on something that you can associate with. And as soon as you've got that, people will remember it. You know, if I had to go away for 2 years and I would see the Explore Protect sign, I would know what it is. It's not just a group, it's a family. If I had to see Steven's logo, I would remember him telling stories, him working with me, giving me advice. Marlon's logo the same with everybody that's here. It's association, so you can draw them in with association, and it's so important. You know, I keep on saying it to people, you need to associate yourself so strong that if people see your logo without even seeing your face, they need to know who you are, and they'll start drawing into it.
This is so powerful. Yeah, Stephen?
I was just going to say that's it exactly, David. It is. In your messaging, it has to hit all of the right buttons. It has to be emotional. It has to resonate. And David's got a fair point when he compared it to a strip club.
Sorry for that.
But it is. It doesn't matter whether you're in the B2C or B2B world, or it's irrelevant, because everybody that you're selling to is a person. They eat pizza. It's the same as you.
Not potatoes.
You know what? Like, context is important, and this is like where everyone's alluding to. Is like, you know, the context of the group, of what you present to them, is really important. So we mentioned strip clubs, and you know what the attendees want. So show them that. You know, it's just that it's really sometimes that simple. We tend to overcomplicate it, and we only do that because we are only looking at our product, and we're saying, my product, you know, needs to. I just laughing at what Linda put in the.
I know. I've just read that as well.
Isn't that cool, guys? Linda Dent is giving them a shout out. She says SME will now forever stand for Small Business Enterprise, but also Stephen Westwood, Marlon August, and Entrepreneurs Live Show.
Thanks, Linda.
Actually, in all fairness, being a stripper was actually one of my choices before deciding to become an entrepreneur.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, damn.
It's a profitable niche. It's a profitable niche. So like, look, you got to put the context of the information that you are sharing in that space. So if you're marketing your product of networking function, and you're putting it in the space of entrepreneurs that are talking about stuff, you're like, hey, you can come and share that great knowledge you just shared in our space. How about that? And, you know, you even make it a little bit inviting to others. And it's like, you know, which entrepreneur, which business person doesn't want to be in another space where they can connect with other entrepreneurs?
Can I? Oh, go on, carry on. I'll add on in a minute.
Go ahead. No, that was it. That's it.
Oh, I was just going to say, instead of alluding to things, I'm just going to say it. So, The groups that you need to be in for the global speed networking are not just networking groups. Think of all of those different industries. Think of the micro industries. Think of anybody that is an entrepreneur. Think of any space that they work in. There is a group for it. If you could get yourself into those groups, you can then start literally having conversations, drawing people in. They'll start wanting to know more.
Stephen hit on something there that's very important. When you know who, and you know where, like what hat they have on in that moment in time, and you speak to that moment, then they'll be easier to connect to the message, and you'll be able to get them much faster in context. So like you go to the lawyers, you go to the marketers, you go to the I don't know, the strippers, and you speak to them in their language. And it's just, girls, you want to meet a lot of guys, you can probably get a good bunch of clients. Go to the networking function, it's actually stronger. So thanks for that, Stephen. Awesome.
That is awesome. That means I think I'm starting to get it, and this is huge, guys, because again, I'm a accountant. So it's all about finding the water and then finding where the salmon hang out, if you're trying to catch a salmon. Yeah. And then making a really magical worm that the salmon will be like, oh my gosh, I need this worm. That's the
concept. And also,
sorry, David, carry on.
What I just wanted to say is another thing that you can do is if you want to join people, it's called emotional marketing. And this is also something that I work a lot with. We're going into the festive season, and one of your best methods to sell, and coming from a place where I used to sell toys and stuff over Christmas, we work on that emotion. When you create a post to draw people into it, because just like a normal business, this is what we do in networking. We need to draw people to us, to our product. And you will use emotional marketing. Valentine's Day, you will use love themes. Christmas, it's about family. Easter, it's about the Easter bunny pooping out eggs. So all those things, sorry, but all those things are important because those are the things that people want. They want to listen to it. They want to see it. If I make a choice when I go and buy a laptop, for instance, I don't look at the laptops standing there and the guy telling me this is the best. I go and look for something that I know that will work for me, something that I've researched. So when it's emotionally connected, it's normally a memory that will come up, or it will be something that you can remember that happened in your life, or an advertisement, or for instance, in a conversation like this. I mean, none of us will ever look at marketing again or networking again without thinking about the ladies. So it's working. It's a good method of working. So when we want to market out a specific event, we need to connect it to emotion. If it's happiness, connect it to happiness. If it's sad, it's sad. For instance, people doing psychology, those kind of things with people, or emotional healing, they will work on that fact. Have you been hurt? Did somebody hurt you, or do you need to speak to somebody about pain in your past? It's emotional connection. And as soon as those connections are there, that lead is qualified, and that lead will work with, because they will come to you. You won't even need to find them.
Yeah, so I actually really agree with that. When you talk about emotional marketing, if you're walking around a shopping center and somebody comes to you with a tin and says, would you like to give towards charity to feed a hungry child? There's a little bit of emotion involved, and you'll give a little bit. But if you then approached by the same person that has a picture of a starving child, that emotion it's driven, and you're compelled to give because you're giving out of a place of being emotional about the content. Obviously,
exactly.
Obviously, that's an extreme, but there's so much power in that message. So, yeah.
when it comes to emotion, you can have it in all of your copy pieces. So even for the global speed networking, the idea is to paint a picture of loneliness, paint a picture of struggling because you need to wear so many hats. You're spending a lot of time trying to be all things when you don't necessarily need to be all things.
Mm.
Come to us, join our family, and we will help you. We will advise you. We will work with you.
Wow, when you tell a story like that, there's no way that they're going to just keep quiet and walk away.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool. You guys have literally solved all my problems.
As Marlon said, it's context.
I just have one more question, guys. So it is time for us to give our other tribe members on the call a chance to become part of the conversation. So, tribe members, I see Linda already has her video on. She can't wait to jump in and ask you guys all the questions they ever wanted to know. I have one more question though. I'm sorry, I need to be selfish. So you guys have spoken a lot about what I think is called, and please correct me if I'm wrong, inbound marketing. Yeah, okay. Is there a space still for outbound marketing when you're, and where is that space? I mean, and is outbound marketing is what I understand that as being where you actually reaching out to people like the old school type of sales method?
Sorry. Marlon, do you want to take this one?
Sure, 100%. Thanks, Stephen. So outbound is definitely you reaching out to people. A great place to do it is LinkedIn. Funny enough, I had a podcast this morning with a LinkedIn, South African LinkedIn dude, Jason Lubiera. The guy's awesome. And we were talking exactly about this and what a great tool it is to, I mean, we're in the day and age today where you can see a post of your competitors, right? So let's just say you got no clients, you got no way to start, and then like, okay, you go on LinkedIn and you just scroll a little bit, and perhaps you see one of your posts from your clients that's doing really well, and or not your clients, your competitor that's doing really well, and obviously because you're competitors, the people that are making comments there are potentially your clients. So you can. The beautiful part of today on being technology, you can go and click on one of those people. You can go and view their profile. Hey, look, this is the type of business that I would love to actually connect with. And then you say, hey, David, DM him direct, direct message David and say, hey, David, like I noticed you mentioned XYZ, speaking again in context. And from there, you speak directly, like, hey, I noticed this was the problem that you had, or this is something that you did, and I think it's really awesome. That's that reach out, that connection. I would love to, set up a meeting that we can maybe discuss and see what's going on, or perhaps like something that I do often. If I see something that I enjoy, or somebody that I'm following online, and I go and I do a review, I say, listen, I would gladly do a review on your website. Would you be open to me doing that? Because I noticed some things that you may be aware of that could really improve the conversions immediately. So now that's me reaching out and me connecting directly, speaking to their problems, and it's not me just spamming them. Because I think that I just wanted to mention, like, cover a few things around connecting with somebody and trying to reach out. And you're not going there like, bye, here, bye.
You can make it really personal. You can be like, hi, person. I noticed that you're a human being and I am too. So buy this product for 99 Rand now only. We have so much in common. Oh, that's epic. Oh, thank you so much. Guys, I'm going to pop Linda into the mix, and then I'm sure she's going to have lots of questions and comments for you guys. So let's see. Here we go. You guys ready? You can take on everything.
These boys have got it covered. There's no doubt in my mind. And I don't ask questions quite as difficult as Stephen does. I don't think.
My questions aren't difficult.
Please.
And even yes, they are. For normal people, they are.
They get you thinking. They get you thinking. That's all.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I want to say this has been an amazing session, and you guys really rock. Just seeing all three of you together has given me a thought around, you know, what you can do next, Nestine and Peter. I don't know if you've already thought of it, but you can take that entire tribe of yours and try and create little power teams like this, because this is absolutely a power team of notes. And that gives it absolutely another dimension from just these people as individuals. Marlon, I want to just say on screen, thank you. What he did was unsolicited, effectively, go out and look at my website and send me a video note with some really valuable notes on how I could improve it. It happens that I'm improving it anyway, because I realized that it's looking way too corporate from 2 years ago, but the guys know that. So we're going to change it. My questions though, big one. It can be to any of you, but I know David talked about emotions big time. But does logic ever come into the buying process rather than emotion? Because I do understand emotion is a big driver for sales of potentially anything. But my own personal view, and it's because of who I am, is that I don't make snap decisions based on the 99 Rand for two.
Yeah.
Black Friday, I avoid like the plague. Every kind of special I'm not interested in. And the reason is that it feels like it's not being genuine some of the time. It's the value is lost. The real genuine service or product behind it is being compromised. And so my question to any of you, maybe Stephen, is there not a space in this whole marketing for a logical purchaser to and for someone like me to appeal to the logic and the emotion, maybe?
There is. See, this is where, especially if you have a more expensive or complicated product or service, this is where your customer reviews come in. This is where your statistics come in. If you use numbers within your content, within your marketing materials that show like, I don't know, I'm trying to think. There was a toothpaste advert on earlier. 9 out of 10 dentists would recommend this toothpaste for protecting your gums. Adding those sort of statistics help the more logical side. So you're sort of attacking it from the emotional and the logical. That's the best way to explain that answer, because everyone, no matter how logical they are, have some sort of emotional response.
Trigger.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks.
If I might add on to that, Linda, if you don't mind. A while back, I was hired to work on a campaign with a very big advertising company. And the director of the advertising department said to me, we're going to create a campaign based on 3 factors: education, emotion, and then logic. And I said to him, but why? Normally when we focus on one thing. We want to bring emotion into it. And he said to me, okay, first of all, we're going to educate the people about what we're doing. Okay. Unfortunately, I can't say what brand it is because the advertisement is coming out early next year. The second one is basically formed on emotion. It's working on a solution for something that's really, really difficult at the moment. And then it brings in the logic to close off the sale. And when I say brings in a logic, it goes through the whole journey with you. And in the end, it brings the hard fact, the logic of everything. And he said, now we close it. I couldn't believe it because I was there I was doing the graphics for him, and the guys created the ads around it. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, good gosh, I think I just signed up for the thing that I'm advertising. It was brilliant because, if you take them through that journey, then at the end, you know you've got them because you educated them, you worked on their emotion, and then you bring that logic in to say, listen, you actually need to do this because you're doing yourself a favor, you're doing your family a favor, and it's working with it.
Thank you, David. I've actually just had an aha moment there. Because I'm this logical, rational person and not that emotional. You probably noticed I haven't been involved on the WhatsApp group with all the giving, but I give it my way. But you just hit the nail on the head for me because I think in coaching what we often do is education and logic, but not the emotion. And if you get that 3-part process right, I can see how that's the thing that will work. It's not just emotion and it's not just education or not just logic. It's all the heart, the head, and the hands. Yeah, all three have to be in there. Okay, Stephen, where do I find this Marlon, where do I find this salmon pond?
The salmon. Well, I don't know where. I don't know. You're gonna have to do a bit of an in-depth study on the salmons. Not in-depth. You just need to figure out where do the salmons eat, and then you go there. But
I want the best tasty pink salmons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are they? Where are they?
You know what? I just want to go back to your last thing, and what David said was so important because it's like I think the best marketing incorporates both and incorporates logic and emotion, and that like almost synchronizes both sides of the brain because I think logic plays a lot in most, especially when it comes down to the price. It's like, oh, that's so great, but what? No, I can't do that. And then the logic will kick you right out of your emotional feeling. And I'm also going to challenge you a little bit because I would ask you to really think a bit hard on when you do an impulse buy, because you must do an impulse buy. As an educated purchaser, there you go.
No way. Yummy yum.
That was my husband, by the way. He just went out and got one of these, and I can't wait to eat it. Carry on.
As an educated buyer, what ends up happening is like I can't wait actually for Black Friday. I can't wait. You know why? Because I've been waiting all year to buy that product, and I know that I'm going to get it. The cheapest point that I'm going to get it is on Black Friday.
Are you sure though, Marlon? Are you sure? I'm skeptical. I think they slowly put up the price from like July to October, and then they drop it back to what it was back in April.
But you see, I've watched. So I've seen them, right? I've watched them like throughout.
Okay.
So I know the prices. I've been waiting. This is the first time I saw it. It was blooming expensive. It's like there's no way I'm gonna buy that thing. I'll wait till Black Friday. Sometimes
it must be a TV. It must be a TV.
No, actually, just more like marketing software.
Okay.
but
I got you.
From your side, you know, that's those things because we in this for a lot longer. So if they educate you, and you know the product works for you, and you like, I really, really want this. I just can't afford it. When the time is right, you can.
I made an impulse buy from Stephen when he offered his case study at 50%.
You see, there you go.
Well done.
I did, didn't I?
Maybe I can add this into the mix. I know that us as human beings, we tend to take things a little bit too far. So you have that emotional aspect to buying, and then you have that logic aspect to buying. But if you're the person that is doing the advertising, if you can balance it and you can throw authenticity right in between the two, and you can create that balance between logic and that emotional impulse, that's a really good balance to have between the two, because then what you're doing is you are not only being logical about it or being emotional about it, there is that sense of authenticity. So, and people nowadays, they are making impulse emotional buys, and then they're making logical buys. But people nowadays are actually seeking out that that real value, or that authenticity. So if you can balance that right, like neatly in between the two, you can change the whole concept, which I think is
like the best salmon sushi ever.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I just have to say, Linda, just to put you on the spot a little bit also, I think that idea about us creating power teams is absolutely epic. This is the first one. You'll be on the next one.
Yeah, with the other Steven.
For finances.
Actually, this is not the first one. This is the first one that we put out there. But our very first dynamic duo, we will never forget.
Karen and Steven.
Karen, Cliff, and Steven.
Power team.
There you go.
Power team.
Power team.
But you're on the financial board, Linda, so it's coming. I think it's a great idea.
Okay. Is there any? Should we let somebody else have a question? I do have one more, but I'll back off for Claire and who else?
Thanks for sharing.
Karen. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing, Linda. I think speaking about the dynamic duo, should we give Karen Krief a chance to hop on and ask a question or make a comment? Karen, are you joining the convo?
I couldn't resist. I was listening to the whole marketing strategy, and I obviously come from a bit of a branding perspective, and that is that, yes, emotional is definitely one, but everybody's triggered differently when it comes to emotional. So there's another element to your branding as well, and that is, what triggers the person that you or your client that you're trying to get to buy your product. And Nestine, you actually did this brilliantly with those little things that you sent to me once you did that training. When you're talking to somebody that reacts to detail, that needs the consequence to be driven, there's a way that you can, put your wording. If it is emotional and it's based on the passion trigger, so there's different triggers that make people the same way that a big brand gets you to react. People have got the same. So when you're looking at businesses where you might not be a big KFC or a Nando's or something, but you as your business, when you know what your factor is that you bring and you do your marketing based on that, it also comes across as authentic, and you're going to cover all three: logic, emotion, and what was the other one? There were three you mentioned.
Education.
That's it, yes. So I just wanted to add that.
So the thing is, like, what I love about what Karen said, and where I play with it quite a bit is when it comes to ads. I know we haven't really spoken about like ads, like Facebook ads, for example. I play a lot in that space. And when you got the context and and you're sort of sometimes imagining that trigger, what is actually gonna make them move and elicit an emotion inside them, then and you can do it in pockets, right? So we can compete with the likes of KFC and all the big brands on social media and on a big engine like Facebook by picking out those little pockets of people and giving them the various triggers that we're looking for or we want to elicit, and use that as a form of like just getting a whole lot of different content out to people so that they can just sort of see it, and by our images and our words get them to move. So it's like it's really 100%.
Exactly.
And I just want to add something there, if I may. Karen, what you were saying there is quite cool. When I put out an ad, for instance, and I want to draw emotion into it or get people to decide, one of the methods I use, and I just want to bring this in, is hashtags. A lot of people laugh at me for it, but hashtags brings in a method to connect different people together. So, for instance, when I'm busy sharing the speed networking event, I will put there like, it's a group event. It's a place of safety. Put that into your hashtags. The reason for it connects you to whoever else is using the same thing. That's like literally putting Google into your ad and saying, fetch. I want to get those people. And last night I showed it on a training to people just with a practical example by putting 3 different forms of it. I call it a basic hashtag, emotional hashtag, and a power hashtag. And I showed them the different methods. And in half an hour's time, we got people responding from different parts of South Africa into the ad. The reason for that is people are constantly looking for it, and that's an emotion. When you're looking for something, it's an emotion, so you need to write on that. And also you can use it to educate people, saying, listen, you don't need to be alone, be part of the tribe. That's why I use the hashtag tribe more than anything at the moment, because tribe associates to America with the Indians and stuff with, you're part of a tribe, you belong to something bigger than yourself, and it's important. So Karen, you spot on with that, and I agree with you 100%.
Awesome. Getting
Emotion is
feedback.
also just to say, emotion's not just happy, you know, emotion, you can be feared if you miss out on something, if you don't do this, that evokes that emotion in you. So it's, you know, emotion's a very broad term for this. It depends on what you're trying to evoke out of the person that's actually going to be, you know, be taking the product.
Awesome. Thank you, Karen, for your contribution. It's epic to have you on the board.
You never stay quiet, Jay.
Will actually surprise us, you know.
No, I know that. I was like, when you put it in the comments, you were like, no, I'm just like spectating this time, you know, running late. I was like, yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. Thanks for popping up with your sunshine. Linda, you had a last question for the panel, and I think then we're going to pretty much wrap up. But it's been such a powerhouse.
Yes.
I have so many notes right now. I am like raring to go.
Okay, just hopefully it's a quick one then. But my question is around your advice, each of you or any of you, around self-developed content for, let's say, LinkedIn. Or your website versus outsourced, which is there a need for both, or is there a reason why you would recommend one over the other?
It depends on the content you're talking about. So if it was a blog article writing, for example, it's more than just writing the article itself, because it has to be engaging. It has to be something that people are interested in. It has to also become something that people are interested in. But then you've also got the search engine optimization element to it. You've got the sharing factor involved as well. So it's not just, is it an engaging article on a topic that people are interested in? Is it something that people will willingly share? Is it something that will help me and my website grow and rank on Google? In terms of outsourcing versus doing it like in-house, it's entirely dictated by the amount of time you have to do it. Because obviously, like I said, there's a lot of different skills involved in just creating the content, let alone then wearing other hats for other areas of your business as well.
Yeah, I noticed that. Thanks, Stephen.
So very interestingly, it's some great copywriters, some great, like not just copywriters, designers. Let's just call them creatives. Some creatives are really, really great at translating voice. And like each brand has their own voice. So for you to connect, you know, for you to outsource it, it becomes a little difficult, right? Because they have to capture you, who you go, and I can be, you know, you can argue with me on this, but I don't know. It's difficult to mimic you. I don't know how easy it is to you're unique, right? So you know you best, but you don't know the platforms, and you don't know how to write, and you don't know how to create great design. But working with people like that and bringing them into your team and looking at yourself and your business like a media company can be something really powerful. And this is something I was having a chat to the same gentleman this morning. And what they're doing is a little bit different than most social media houses, is that they work their client. You know, the client doesn't work them. So they work their client to actually get that right content out so that they can just do the things that they don't know how to do and get that creative working. So I don't know if that answers your question, but it brings in this that thing of like, you need to find this nice divide. And I think that's what Stephen was saying. You know, you need to find this nice space where you can play, where the content is authentically you and it gets the job done, and at the same time has that high level of quality, high level of engagement.
Thank you. Thanks very much, both of you.
I was just going to quickly reiterate again what Marlon said. That is something I forgot to mention, is the authenticity to you and your brand. But thank you, Marlon.
Yeah,
otherwise it's just generic. It's just generic posts that are going out. It's not actually speaking to who you are. And only you know that. So you've got to be involved in all aspects of it. You can't just say, okay, you're doing mine. You need to be involved and make sure that you always have people that tweak it. Absolutely. I mean, I don't know anything about funnels and all that kind of at all. And yet I do branding. So I leave that to the professional. My messages are the ones that go out.
Right.
And just on that, Linda, what Karen's saying there is basically what I wanted to touch on there also. You know, with us, we get it, you design something, and I'll speak like now, quite recently I spoke to Stephen because I'm preparing for a new magazine going out, and I said to him, Stephen, just give me an idea, because I need this to be something different and something catchy, because even though we've done the whole book and we've done everything with it, I couldn't find that one piece that will complete it, and that is the physical ad going out to the people to draw their attention. So yes, you sometimes just need to step back and say, you know what, I can do this, but let's ask someone to help. And then he'll do it, and you might just see one word that you can tweak, and it becomes an instant success, and it goes viral like nothing. So don't be scared. You know, all of us here, we sometimes just have to speak to somebody else. It helps.
Hashtag power of tribe. What a beautiful set of questions. Thank you so much, Linda. Thank you for like hopping in there and like showing off what these boys can do.
And
girl. And thank you, Karen, for hopping in and helping out and like keeping your comments. And thank you, SME. That's what we're calling you now. So Stephen, Westford, Marlon, August, and David from Entrepreneurs Live Show. You are the dolphin in advertising, Mr. Magic Marketing and Mr. Sales. And we adore you. We're so, so, so thankful that you're part of the tribe. We're so thankful for the time that you gave us and for showing off like all those tips. It's really going to make a massive difference to every entrepreneur that listens to this. I feel like they're going to be able to, first of all, find the water, then find the salmon, and then create like a worm that the salmon is going to go for. So that is epic.
we need to drop links into the chat.
I can't wait to go and listen to that part because I missed that. Never mind sushi. I'm going to go find the coffee shop.
Please, guys, can I ask that you drop your links in the chat for us so that we can all find you? And if people want to like find out more and like just engage with these guys, they are the experts in their field. Then please can we have the place to do that? Just drop your links in the comments and then we'll push it out there. Awesome. Thank you so much, Tribe. This has been another magical session. Facebook fans and YouTube fans, we'll be back again next week. Same time, same place. And next week is going to be absolutely epic because Linda didn't know it before we started the session, but now she does. She's going to be on our panel discussion for how to raise cash cows for Christmas. And that's going to be finance focused with all our number gurus in the tribe. So that's going to be epic. You want to see that one? Cool. And if you like this, remember to like our Facebook page. And if you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe and follow us. And come to our speed networking event. If you want to meet these people face to face, like all of these faces, all of this expertise in 2 hours and more people, not more hours. Then come to our global online speed networking event on the 13th of December. All of these guys are giving away massive gifts for our global online speed networking entrepreneurs food drive. So you want to be there, you'll walk away with so much value and having met these amazing people face to face.
And we have a real Santa, apparently.
Oh yeah, and even the dolphin are organized as a real Santa, for real.
Love it, Karen.
I'm ready for Sunday.
Yay, we're gonna see you there. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Okay, we're off. Hi. That was really, really cool.
Well done, guys.
Okay, it's safe. If you needed to scratch an itch or pick your nose or do anything, you can do it.
It still says recording.
It's still recording, so I wouldn't be doing that.